Well, hey, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Monterey Bay Aquarium live here on Twitch and YouTube. My name is Emily. I am part of the social media team here at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and we have a very, very exciting Friday planned for us this afternoon. Of course, always joined by our terrible boy, my buddy, my pal, my good friend, my colleague, my coworker, Pat, running around us in circles right now.
That's right. It's your terrible boy,
your
Pat,
terrible
running
boy.
around. I am Rick Etz, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'm Pat on the social media team, but in-game here, Rick Etz, named after biologist Ed Ricketts, and I hail from Punnery Row here in Animal Crossing. But we are neither on Monterey Bay Island there, Emily, and we are not on Punnery Row. We are visiting a very special guest here today on the stream here on YouTube, on Twitch. We are here with Afro Herper herself. We're here with Erin. Erin, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm so happy to be here today with you guys. I love Animal Crossing and I love the aquarium, so this is a good day.
Oh,
This is a very
so
good
exciting.
day.
I love the hair. We're looking good here. I'm fully clothed, so that's really important for the stream to get
Pat,
going there.
Speaking of being fully clothed, I don't know if anyone has noticed the shirt that Erin is wearing.
Zoom in, everybody.
In game right now. In fact, no, I will zoom in right here. Hold on. I got this. I got this.
Enhance.
Enhance. Look at that beautiful shirt created by another person who happens to be joining us in voice. Chelsea hanging out with us right now. You might remember her from the stream that we did a few weeks ago, bird watching in the aviary. Big fan of the black oyster catcher, so you immortalized it in a shirt, and it's amazing.
Yes, I'm probably the only member of her fan club, but I'm fine with that.
Oyster catcher love is real.
Yes. If I could get this shirt in real life, I would be happy. I've been thinking of ways to actually make this shirt in real life, honestly.
I would wear
awesome.
it. I would wear it all the time. Yes.
So
we
that's
gotta
Chelsea
make it a
there,
thing.
the disembodied voice of Chelsea Herps.
I'm the little penguin.
What was that? Oh, yeah, you are the little penguin. Oh, yeah, we
You're
should
the little
mention on
penguin
screen
up
there.
there.
Yes,
Yeah,
and looking up on screen there, we also we're joined by another disembodied voice there, who you may also have met during our Black Birders Week aviary cam bird watching, and that is Danielle. Danielle, how you doing?
Hey y'all, I'm doing great. I am so excited to watch you play. I wish I could play with you.
Oh,
One day,
so cool.
One day we're gonna have all of us in game. It's gonna be chaos. It's gonna be magic. It's gonna be wonderful.
It's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be great. So as you can see with all of those avatars there up on the upper left, Animal Crossing is finally for the birds today.
Yes.
We've got birders and herpetologists extraordinaire here on the stream to talk a little bit about the grand erasure that Animal Crossing has done to an entire segment of wildlife that we are used to seeing out there. Outside of the villagers, there aren't too many reptiles, amphibians, or birds to speak of here in Animal Crossing, and that's what we're here to remedy today with the expert guidance of Danielle, Chelsea, and Erin, here to put the birds and reptiles, the herps, back into Animal Crossing here. And Emily, of course, has way better emotes than I do to get going there. Here's my reaction to there not being birds in game. There you go.
There
See,
you go. That's an appropriate one too.
Look at me go. I'm mad.
Or
I'm
you could
peeved.
be just shocked that there are no birds in this game. Yeah,
That's mine right there.
Yeah. So, Erin, as somebody who studies these organisms that are left out in the game, tell us a little bit about what it's like to run around what appears to just be a desert in Animal Crossing for the most important animals in the world, right?
You know, I like that you say that, a desert, because it's not a desert. I've been trying to make my island into a sky island, but then there's no actual like real deserty features either. So it's been fun seeing some of the aquatic insects that I actually work with in the game, but I would love to see a lizard. It'd be cool to see a snake slithering around. But I did catch a frog and I have a turtle over here. So at least, we got an amphibian and reptile, but, it would be nice if we had some more diversity going on there.
Right. So maybe let's go take a look at those animals there just to get started, just to see kind of, just what there is to work with here in game.
Oh,
There it is.
There it is.
So we got the turtle there.
So we
We
got-
got the frog. We have a tadpole. We have a water beetle, a diving beetle. We have a water strider or pond skimmer, as they call them in the game. And so, you know, our frogs are amphibians, so like frogs and salamanders are amphibians. And then you got the reptiles with the turtles, the lizards, the snakes, things like that. So,
Gotcha. Yeah, no, just for something maybe to get started, at least for me, I definitely need a refresher. So when we're talking about herpetology, what types of organisms are we referring to specifically in general, if the folks are wondering out there?
So herpetology refers to reptiles and amphibians.
Okay.
Both of those groups that are kind of really different from one another fall into that herpetological category.
Gotcha. And what kind of what makes an hold on, over on Twitch we've got a hype train going, everybody. Hey, let's get some hype for the choo all aboard the hype train time over there on Twitch. Thanks everybody for signing up over there. What makes an maybe we'll just go, what makes a reptile, what makes an amphibian, for the folks who might also be wondering just those distinctions?
So those two, they're kind of like you have your phylogenies, and so that's looking at how things are related to one another. So reptiles and amphibians are sort of kind of like related, but it's been a long time since they've shared an ancestor. So amphibians tend to have more smooth skin. They tend to live at least part of their life cycle in the water, if not their whole entire life cycle in the water, while reptiles are more terrestrial. But then, of course, you have your, exceptions where it's like you have your turtles and your well, really just turtles. But like turtles aren't necessarily obligate, like they like to be in water, but like amphibians need water in order to like survive, in order to complete their life history. If you keep a turtle out of water, it would probably be really mad and upset with you, but not going to dry out and die.
Speaking of which, I realize that I can poke your turtle in game and it doesn't appreciate that.
So I've never tried to poke. I've never.
Rawr, look at it! Look at it snap at me! Look at it snap! Rawr.
I love it. I love it so much.
Rawr. We're best friends over here on the side. That's Pat, you terrible boy's expert gameplay in Animal Crossing. I've managed to tick off the turtle, as it were.
Turtle.
Erin, do you have the soft shell turtle?
No, that's a snapping turtle.
Oh, okay. I know there's only 2 turtles and the 1 frog as far as herpetofauna go in this game, and I've never seen anybody with the soft shell turtle. I keep hearing that it's in there, but I've never seen.
Okay.
I haven't seen it either. I'm gonna have to find one. I've been like fishing all day because the fishing guy is on my island today. So I've been like trying to find stuff. I literally caught this frog today. I didn't even know it was here before.
That's awesome. And
so cool.
And so something else, Erin, as well as some folks out there on Twitter might know you from the hashtag game that you like to play with different photos that you take from your field work, right?
Yeah, so I run hashtag Find That Lizard, where I post a picture of a lizard camouflaged in its natural environment. So it might be like on a tree or on a rock or something, and people have to like zoom into the picture to find it. And with those pictures, I'll post some information that I think is like really interesting about the lizard. And most of the time that information has a hint of where to look for the lizard. So sometimes I'll be like, oh yeah, and this lizard has like a really long tail compared to other lizards or compared to the rest of its body. And so then people should be going, oh, that she's talking about a tail here. I probably need to look for the tail in order to find the rest of the lizard. So it's a cool way for me to get people interested about animals that they might think are kind of like creepy or weird or scary. But you know, it kind of keeps them a little bit separate. It's fun. People get really competitive about it. And so that keeps them engaged.
That's honestly, I have to say that playing that game, I have been frustrated numerous times at thinking that I could just find that lizard right away. So shout out. One time I found it immediately and I was just like, I'm boss level. I'm winning this. But it's a really, really fun game to play. And we'll just imagine that Animal Crossing has decided to really find that lizard and just not include them. So to frustrate folks.
Oh, look at that grasshopper. Danielle, you are right. That is an absolute unit of a grasshopper.
Erin, I have a question for you. Is that a tadpole inside of that little container?
Yes.
Is it? It reminds me of Goliath, the tadpole.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, I do my research out in the Chiricahua Mountains. So that's kind of southeastern Arizona on the border of Arizona, New Mexico, and Mexico. And so out there they have this threatened species. I don't think it's endangered anymore. I'm pretty sure it's threatened now, but it's called the Chiricahua leopard frog. And so they were trying to save this species. So what they did was they went around to drain ponds in the area that housed invasive bullfrogs that would eat the leopard frogs. And so they would just remove all the bullfrogs. And then during one time when they were removing bullfrogs, they picked up this like giant tadpole. So the way that the person who found it tells it, she's like, yeah, I'm in the middle of this pond and I'm draining it and I'm getting out these invasive bullfrogs, and all of a sudden I feel something brushing up against the side of my leg. And you're thinking you're in this pond that's kind of like in an arid environment. We are up in the mountains, so it's not technically desert, but it's, you know, it's still not somewhere where a super large water living creature could live. So she's just like, what is this? And she reaches her hand down, and that tells you right there that she's an ecologist, she's an outdoors person, because anybody else would have ran away. She puts her arm down and picks up this giant tadpole, which if you look at your forearm, that's how big that tadpole was essentially. What? It was humongous. It was a really, really big tadpole. And so they named it Goliath, and it lived for about like 3 to 4 years. It never metamorphosized into an adult frog. It just stayed in a tadpole for its whole entire life. They don't know why. They're doing research on it now to try to figure it out. But yeah, so that was Goliath, the big tadpole.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's
yeah.
Really unsettling, just by the way, like knowing what tadpoles feel like to reach down and grab something.
Right.
That's so cool. I'm having a complete nerd moment over here because we were talking before the stream. Erin and I actually, she is going to the university right now getting your PhD, right, Erin?
Yes.
Yeah, her PhD at the same place where I got my my undergraduate degree at the University of Arizona. And you're talking about going out there and getting rid of the invasive bullfrogs. In my ichthyology class, we actually did that a couple of times. Our class would go out and we would get rid of the invasive bullfrogs and stuff. So I'm just like having all of these flashback moments right now to my undergraduate days. I'm just, yeah.
Was that class corrida like 101? Did you have to like bring capes with you down to like for the bullfrogs and everything? You all stand in a ring and then approach the pond together.
Yeah.
Sorry,
well, I mean, one of the colors.
Puns,
one of the colors of the school is red, so it makes sense.
Go.
There you go. Yeah.
There's some people asking in the chat if you can eat bullfrogs, and you know, technically speaking, you can eat anything once. But if you want to eat frogs, like people in different cultures do eat frogs, but these bullfrogs that they were taking out of the ponds, you don't want to eat them because they were super infested with parasites. And so if you ate them, you'd get worms, and you don't want that.
Yeah. So people do eat American bullfrogs, but I'm not sure, like, I'm pretty sure it's like in specific parts of America where they like raise them themselves to make sure that they are perfectly safe to eat and everything. I remember Googling that like months ago, and I forget why. So I could eat them.
You're walking around with a loaf of bread and you saw an American bullfrog. You're just like, wait, hold on. Maybe I don't have to go back to the store. Yeah. That's awesome. I just want to point out that, yes, I did catch the absolute unit of a grasshopper, but it broke my net in doing so. So
The true test. There you go.
Yeah, and I had a few jokes ready for this, but then I just figured I'd just get crickets. So, yeah.
Done.
Wait, hold on. There we go. Sorry, I had to do the pun counter over on
Pun
Twitch.
count.
There we go.
We do have a pun count button, which we've had to set up. Thanks everybody who helped with the hype train. Thank you for all the subscriptions and everybody over there, and thanks for all the great questions coming in on the chat there. Super cool stuff. I did want to just ask real quick. So we've got the herps here. We've got some of the the tadpoles and water striders and things. Caught the grasshopper. Another thing that we should just mention, we'll kind of bring it up as we go, but where we're standing right now, there should be at least a couple of birds in sight, I would imagine, right? If we've got the waterways, the bamboo forest there in the background there, so maybe something else related to Animal Crossing. I know Danielle, you had an idea for bringing birds in Animal Crossing. So if we have any of the developers listening in, I know that can sometimes happen. If anyone has connections, we've got ideas from some professional birding folk out there for how to bring the birds into the game. What were you thinking, Danielle?
Hit my line, please. I have all the bird ideas. But I was thinking, like, you know how the bugs are like just hanging out on the cicadas specifically, or hanging out on like the tree branches and stuff. Well, I mean, you could definitely put just little birds at the tops of those trees, and if you can hear the bird before you see it, like similar to the insects. You walk over, you happen to see the characteristics, and then once you like actually get your eyes on the bird, then yeah, maybe there's some binoculars like that you have that are a similar type of tool. You pull up your binoculars, and then you can see the actual bird up in the tree, like more up close. And that would be just a really cool way to like spot the birds. But I think there should be like you heard it by sound and identified it, but also a sound and a physical, like visual ID on top of that.
Nice. And Chelsea, you were mentioning too that maybe that could just update your Critterpedia, right? If you're able to spot it.
Yeah. So somebody tweeted this at me at Danny Purtle 19, and he said it would be cool if you could have like binoculars to see and ID different birds on your island and get them added to your Critterpedia like that. That is a really cool idea. I definitely would love that. Whenever I get to like play this again, it'd be cool to like use binoculars and look at the birds instead of having to actually catch them. I definitely would like to see more than just 2 turtles and 1 frog though for herpetofauna on here. Like, it's an island.
Absolutely.
Possibilities.
There are,
like, even for the birds, there could be like sandpipers on the shore.
Right, and then we could chase after them, watch the waves go by. Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll walk around the island here in a second too, and kind of have a competition, or not competition, little study of trying to see what birds should be where they are. I did just want to point out real quick that Emily changed into a uniform with binoculars, and it was the dad jokes uniform. And what's going on there, Emily?
I was just getting ready. You mentioned binoculars. You mentioned looking at the trees and stuff. I just wanted to make sure that I was dressed appropriately.
Why is it called the dad jokes?
I mean, look,
she does look like a dad right now.
I do look like a dad right now, although I will say that I have almost this exact outfit myself, and I'm not a dad, so this is fun facts. But no, it's very much
for those assuming
my dad.
Emily's not a dad.
Right now. Although I am having a little bit of a freak out moment. Muffins, if this is true, this is groundbreaking. Are they bringing Pokemon Snap to the Switch? Because I still have that game for my N64, and that was my favorite game as a child. And if they incorporate that, that's all we're gonna stream from here on out is just gonna be Pokemon Snap.
We lost Erin. There's
I
Erin.
found her.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, they are bringing it to the
You know what they're also doing?
Animal
this
Crossing,
is very
it's been a
exciting.
good
yeah,
time,
new Pokemon Snap is coming. I just googled it. New Pokemon.
Something very
God.
exciting for the bird folk too is Untitled Goose Game is going to have co-op mode. So that's going down. We get to
I
cause
tweeted about
chaos.
that the other night too. I was like, I'm looking for the terrible goose to my horrible goose. Like,
I'm so excited.
It'll just be dandy, right? To have or dander rather.
Now you and your friend or partner can be horrible in game together.
Yes, I can't wait to just wreak havoc as a goose. Geese are, by the way, just the one bird that I am apprehensive towards because a goose was very mean to me at a petting zoo when I was 5, and so from from then on, I kind of look at geese just like, all right, be chill.
They're gonna be mean to you as an adult. Also, do not approach any
it's
goose.
True.
They're rude.
And I just need geese to have like a little bit of respect because it's just because we don't feel like it that you're not a down jacket. So like, calm down, goose. Like just chill. Anyway, that's the kind of vibes that I give off towards geese, which is probably why they don't like me. One thing leads to another. So for the birders out there, we're running around right now. Is this adequate running speed when you're trying to find birds? It's a fast-paced activity, right?
Not quite.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, if you are, it's a great hobby for slow-paced people like myself. I love to just gander, take my time, get lost. So no, don't run around. Be slower.
Okay.
Don't. That's how you trip on things. If you're actually like myself, especially like my Animal Crossing character, I just have bad luck on a lot of days. I'm always tripping, so I was like, no, let's just take it slower. Let's just walk a little slower.
Oh man, just like
a
little pebble in a path. Stop tripping, everybody. Just like take it slow. All right.
I went bird watching a couple days ago, and I was like, maybe I can do it at a brisk walk. And then I ended up like scaring a blue jay, and I was like,
You scare blue jays. You're doing too much.
Very true.
A friend and I went for a hike and tried to go bird watching, and we did. We found a bunch of birds, and we were like, "Yeah, we're gonna hike. We're gonna do a couple of miles." We probably did less than a mile that day because we just stopped to look at birds, and we were out there for at least 4 to 5 hours.
That's amazing. And so that's maybe something, for the folks out there who are playing Animal Crossing, there aren't too many birds to look at, but maybe in this quarantine, looking for activities to do closer to home, things that can occupy a lot of time. What kind of advice would you give people who have kind of just had birds be in the background of their mind? What does it take to kind of appreciate the birds that are in front of you? Because as someone who installed a bird feeder at the beginning of quarantine, I now have friends that come to visit me at the window, which I didn't before. So what are some tips to get started with the birding? Anyone?
You can do literally anything to be a birder. You can virtually bird watch too. Like
Found one.
The live streams.
I found one. I did it. I found a bird.
Well, now we have to watch it.
I'm watching it. So sorry, Danielle, do I just like follow it creepily from like a distance like so?
You definitely at your net.
Oh. So I don't pull out my vaulting pole and then just
Maybe
walk very slowly behind. Okay, this is not bird watching. Okay. Understood. Sorry. Sorry, you were saying something real and then I interrupted it.
We're here for jokes, not realness.
Okay.
Yeah, you can bird watch anywhere, anytime. The live stream that we did, the virtual bird watching, I always direct people towards that because you don't even have to be outside or near an outside area to go bird watching. You can do it whenever, wherever, but if you look out your window, that's bird watching right there. You don't have to go to like a fancy place. You don't have to go to a park. You can go to a parking lot. You can do whatever you want.
Weren't you at a cemetery recently for bird watching?
Yes.
I'd never heard of that before, you guys.
No, she's dead serious about bird watching. She's dead serious about it.
Can't stop talking about
dying to go bird watching.
Like I have been called a cemetery birder, and I resonate with that so much. I've also been called an eco-goth, which, listen, that's probably the best title I've ever been given. Like, forget a master's degree. Call me eco-goth from here on out. But yes, you can go bird watching in a cemetery. If you are apprehensive to go to parks, or maybe you don't have that green space kind of near you, you likely have a cemetery nearby, and there's literally no one hanging out there. But that's where the birds and all the other cool animals are just chilling. So if you need a place to like walk around and just hang out, I would definitely recommend going to a cemetery to just get some relaxation time in. It's not weird. I trust me. Join the bird watching and cemeteries club. We're here.
Awesome. Chelsea, how did you get into birding?
I grew up in the Commonwealth of Dominica. That's where I've spent like most of my life. And we have an amazing range of flora and fauna. And we have several endemic species, and we like have 2 endemic parrots. And I remember like seeing one of the endemic parrots, like the one that's on our flag, when I was really young, and I was like, okay, birds are actually kind of cool. And then my grandma had banana quits that were always in her house because she'd always like put out sugar for them. And I was like, okay, I want to know more about birds. And then from there, I just like, my mom got me a like bird guide for all the birds on our island, and I've just been like watching birds ever since. And now I'm here, and I'm like, okay, now I need to learn a whole new set of birds. But it's exciting and it's fun, and I'm excited to see how many I can learn in every state if I get to go there.
That's awesome. Well, we're hearing also on stream, some of the folks out there have heard some of the woofs from Trooper there in the background.
Yes.
So Trooper's joining in. She's up on stream right now.
She's a constant presence, but today she just wanted to
They
get
all
all
know
of her
her.
borks
So
out.
cute.
Troopers are,
Like
are very, very good stream pup. Yeah.
Oh, let me say this because I can't log into my Twitch account for some reason. So
Oh, no.
people, if you want that shirt, I will tweet the code after this stream.
Yes.
Excellent.
Might be a couple minutes after, but I will do it. I will tweet that. Don't worry.
All right. We'll hold her to that, everybody. Don't worry. We won't turn off the Zoom call until it's tweeted. All right. Erin, how did you get into to birding yourself?
These people right here.
Oh,
the
nice.
Black STEM group got me into birding because before, even when I was doing my research, and it's one of the most biologically diverse places. So we get like a lot of birds, a lot of tropical birds, where that's like the farthest north they generally go. And so there are all these like different species, and people would like stop me while I'm trying to like go out and hike and whatnot. And they'd be like, do you see that chokin? Do you see that whatever it is? And blah, blah, blah. They're like, here, come look through my binoculars. You need to see this. I'm just like, listen, I'm trying to go see these lizards. I'm just trying to go to my field size. I do not understand the hype around the birds. And so then when I kind of joined this group, then I started to be like, okay, I guess these birds are cool. They're kind of nice. I guess I like birds now. And so that's kind of how I got into it, just being a part of this group.
So converted there from just
No.
pure herp to no.
There's no conversion.
Okay, my ball. Okay.
Herper at heart, herper forever.
Okay.
But I can, I'll wear a birder badge somewhere.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Understood.
I'll be honest. I was converted from birds to herps.
Oh, gotcha.
But I still love birds. I still have that space in my heart for birds. Don't worry.
I think the team bird versus team herp can finally be put away. We don't need to have that controversy anymore. Team herp and team bird love each other. We can be
okay.
Yeah, we love each other.
We do.
But team fish, nah, we don't. We
No.
don't like
Okay. Yep. And again, having both at the aquarium, we don't pick sides. We say that, depending on who we're streaming with that day, we go, yeah, birds are tetrapods, so they're fish, or yeah, whichever team we got to be on that day. We got to keep the peace inside the aquarium because those animals live together. So we want to make sure that everything's above board there.
A wild Vaporeon on Twitch, yes, dino watching would be the good middle point.
It would be
herping and birding. You're absolutely right.
Emily, how did you get into you're the birder on stream? I'm the terrible boy. But Emily, you're a big birder as well, right?
Yeah. I got into birding in college. It was actually one of my my TAs when I was at the U of A who got me into birding. And then I decided to spread the love by trying to get all of my students when I was a TA there into birding as well. I think I only succeeded like twice, but I'm there for it. I'm glad that 2 more people out there are big fans of the birds too.
That's awesome. And now we're going fishing just a little bit, which is, where I particularly excel, as everybody knows who watches the stream. This is where I am truly a professional gamer. I'm being completely facetious. Awesome. So for the folks who are just tuning in right now, thank you so much for being there. Once again, we are currently being joined by some of our Black AF in STEM friends, Danielle, Chelsea, and Erin. You can follow all of them on their social medias. We'll have those links But we are here walking around the Animal Crossing island, talking a little bit about where are the birds, where are the reptiles, where are the herps, the amphibians, where are these organisms that are a big part of our everyday lives in our ecosystems where we happen to live and not fully represented in game. Although, with the diving update, with all of the different organisms that showed up there, maybe it's just a long play here for the Animal Crossing team to eventually show the birds and herps. But we know that they're very important and they should be everywhere. So, Erin, I don't know where Emily is. I think Emily's still by the river. Emily, we went to the beach a little bit.
Okay. Sorry.
But
Ooh, beach time.
no worries. But so, Erin, we ran towards a whole bunch of rocks. What kind of lizards should be there?
So most lizards, to be honest, so like lots of lizards like basking on rocks, spiny lizards. I guess you probably wouldn't find your whiptail type lizards on rocks. Like
No.
the lizards that are kind of like the sit and wait predators are the ones that you're most likely to find like basking on rocks and things. Other predators that are kind of like foragers and they're always on the move. You're never gonna really see them just sitting down anywhere. So like I study a couple of lizards, Yarrow spiny lizard, the striped plateau lizard. If you're out in Arizona, you'll probably, or like those Southwest in general, including California, you'll probably find, your western fence lizards, aka the blue bellies. Then you have like the desert spiny lizard, the yellow-black spiny lizard. There's a whole bunch of lizards that you might find basking on rocks. You can find tree lizards, side blocks lizards. I could keep going.
Yeah, and so what's the role of those lizards? What are they up to? What are they doing?
So they're out there eating the pests, quote unquote pests. So like all the insects that fly by, anything that they can fit in their mouths, they're probably going to try to eat it.
Awesome.
Yes. So the fish that you just caught, was it a lionfish?
It was a lionfish. Yeah, they call it a zebra turkey fish in the game. So I was just going to point out that this is one bird that is in game is the turkey fish right there. So sorry, Danielle, but seems like the game devs are coming for you directly by making the fish the bird.
And I want to say, like, on a beach like this, I know, like, back home we have iguanas on our that are close to the beach. So we'd have iguanas there. Sometimes you do get anoles hanging around on the rocks near the beach. Just because they like being everywhere that they can.
And you know a little something about anoles, right? What can you tell us about anoles?
Anoles are little tree lizards. There are some that can get pretty big, but they live in tropical and subtropical regions around the world. There's about like 436 recognized species at this point in time, and they're the really cool lizards that you see hanging around your yard or on trees, and they like flash this little pink thing at you and try to like scare you away, or if it's a female lizard, they're trying to attract that lizard. That's their dewlap. And if you're in America, the green ones that you're seeing are called green anoles. That's their name, American green anole.
Okay.
I study anoles. Talk about anoles every week with my hashtag Did You Anole. Except this week and next week, I'm taking a short break.
Do you typically, go and look for a lizard and then just be like, no, I'm not going to look at that one, and you could say that lizard has been annulled? Sorry. That's all I got. Sorry. If you feel like coming back at me like very hot-blooded, like I totally understand.
I love the pun count. I'm just noticing it right now.
Yeah, that's part of the Monterey Bay Aquarium streaming experience is that if you can't find any SciComm in there, there's at least some wordplay to have fun with.
False chameleons are pretty big anoles, but the largest anole is the Cuban night anole.
Okay. That brings up something, you mentioned chameleons, iguanas, anoles, all these different types of lizards, the fence lizards, etc. Very quickly going around the horn here, top 3 lizards, if anyone has a top 3. And it can change. You're not committed to this. The top 3 today. We
does
don't
it have to be a specific species, or can it just be like
Can be a general category, I would say.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Top three types of lizard for today. Again, we're not committing anything, and if any professional connections are watching, no burn bridges. This is just being put on the spot.
I am going to let Erin go first and give my top.
Oh, Erin. Oh.
I'm sitting here trying to think. You're just trying to buy yourself some time. Well, first is a group of lizards. Definitely spiny lizards. Because like my favorite lizard is Jarl's spiny lizard, because that's the first species that I ever got to do field work with, and so it's my we got Erin into ecology species, so that one's really near and dear to my heart. Then probably, I don't know. I'm a big fan of marine iguanas. Those are pretty dope. And then after that, it would, have to be the Gila Monster for me, the most elusive lizard for me that I've been trying to see for 6 years, and everybody else keeps seeing them except for me. And it's wild, but they spend the vast majority of their life underground, so it's really, really rare to see them out and about, except for when other people are seeing them. Because so many people this year have been like, yeah, I just saw a Gila Monster, and I'm just like, how is that possible that everybody else is having these random sightings but me? I don't understand it.
I think in the 23 years that I lived in Arizona, I only saw 2 Gila monsters. So,
whoa,
yeah, they like their little underground burrows. Their little
that's almost
caves
one
they
every
live in.
just one every 12 years there.
Yeah,
So I don't know, Erin, set your clock.
I did get to see some this summer though. I can't count it because I was working with some people who were doing Gila Monster research, so it doesn't count because they knew where they were. But I still got to see them out in the wild doing their wild thing, so that was pretty cool.
Gotcha. And those marine iguanas that you bring up, they'd be living in a similar environment to here, but I only know them from the Galapagos. Is that the only place that they're found, or are they off of South America?
Yeah, the marine iguanas are only found in Galapagos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they're vegetarians, right?
Yeah, they dive down and they eat eat stuff off the rocks. I for some reason went blank on exactly what it is.
Algae?
Yeah.
Some kind of...
Yes. Wow, my brain just went.
But they're never taking that algae and wrapping like some fish or rice around it, right? So it's just straight salad.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Salad and rocks.
My top 3 lizards, obviously number 1 is anoles.
Of course.
Just obviously, clearly. Number 2, probably iguanas, I'd have to say.
Okay.
Use iguanas. Both because anoles are my study subject, and a lot of anoles are in the Caribbean. That's where I'm from. Iguanas there's also a lot of iguanas in the Caribbean. I have fond memories of iguanas. I used to work at a medical school on my island, and there were just a lot of them that would chill on campus because the students would feed them. So sometimes I'd just sit outside and eat lunch and just look at the iguanas looking at me. And number 3, I have to say amoebas. Once again, another kind of lizard that I have on my island. They're also called jungle runners, apparently, and some are called whiptails. They're not actually part of the whiptail family, but amoebas are pretty cool. And we also have an endemic amoeba on my island. So I am clearly very biased to my lizards.
Nice. So you have the locals on lock there for you. Danielle, do you have top 3?
Yes. And I've actually been Googling what's that lizard again? So, of course I'm gonna keep by the way, that barking is my dog Blueberry.
Hi Blueberry.
Hi,
Well,
Blueberry.
Blueberry. We'll get to your 3 in a second.
So my top 3 lizards. I'm a very local girl. I love everything about Texas. So all mine are from the lizards that I've grown up seeing, and that includes the 5-line skink It's really pretty colors. I like how it has like that blue like tail on the end. Oh shoot, what was the other one? I really like legless lizards, or they're also known as glass lizards. I've never seen one in person, but they're really cool looking, and they look like little worms. Like they should be snakes or something, but they're actually lizards. They just don't have legs. Oh man, what was that?
What do you feel like there's ever been like a copyright infringement like battle between the two? Just like, no, legless is my thing, and just like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, sounds about right. Snakes are trademarked, so can't call yourself a snake.
Right.
Oh man, I'm blanking on the third one. I had it in my head.
Nose.
Oh no.
You're all right, but
Okay.
sure.
Ooh.
We'll put it in.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Emily, top 3, quick.
Oh no, Trooper.
That's right, Trooper. Trooper wanted
defending,
to. Trooper is saying, how come Blueberry wasn't allowed to speak? I feel like that was not okay. Trooper's calling us out. What do you think, Emily?
Oh, sorry, we were being very borky over here. I know, Trooper. It's very hard. It's very hard.
Well,
Okay, lizards. I'm trying to think because like the ones.
I think it was top 3 reptiles.
Oh, top 3 just period reptiles.
I
in
think
general.
is what it
okay.
is what the prompt was. I may be wrong. I said top 3 lizards. Dang it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I don't know if I know 3 lizards that I've seen. It's okay. I'm learning. Oh. Well, I'll.
Okay. Well, I know 2.
Okay.
One of them's already been mentioned, the Gila Monster, just because like it's just such a classic desert friend, and I like when I think about them, I think about home. So, definitely Gila Monsters on there, as well as horned lizards, just because their faces are adorable and they have those little pointy tails of theirs, and I'm just a big fan of their looks. I'm trying to think of what my third one would be. All right, come back to me for the third. I'm gonna noodle.
Okay. Well, I would say legless lizard is one for me because that is actually one that I found once. So we'll go with that. And then I think the other, so it'll end up being 4 lizards, but 3 of the same species. The only lizards that I really learned about was at UC Santa Cruz, learning about it was the blue belly, orange belly, and then like it was that classic rock. Okay, so I just want to ground. The reason I'm bringing this up because I want to ground truth this was actual herp scientists. So I learned about the rock paper scissors dynamic of a specific type of lizard. I think it's somewhere in California where there's basically a blue belly, a red belly, and an orange belly, 3 different colors, and each one has a different behavior that makes it more or less like one is more dominant and aggressive, another one's a little bit more sly and elusive, and how each style of lizard basically competes with itself and beats the other one in a rock paper scissors fashion. And I learned about that for months and months and months because that's what the professor of behavioral ecology was talking about. And we basically all as a class read his unpublished textbook that focused on that, and we were basically correcting grammar and spelling as undergrads without realizing that that's what we were doing. But so anyway, I learned about rock paper scissors dynamics in lizards. Is that something that you've heard about? Is that a thing? Have you heard about this?
So yeah, that's
perfect.
the thing. And so yeah, but in general, different lizards have different personalities. So sometimes, they're really bold. They'll let you get really close to them before they run away. And other times they're super shy where you could be, 30 meters away and they'll take off. And then, when they're, and that's not just for like interacting with people, that's also for interacting with, other lizards of the same species and other animals where it's just like, oh, there's a predator coming. It might be time for me to go, but maybe not. Maybe I could just chill here for a little bit longer. And then when it comes to, defending territory and attracting mates, having that in talking to others within the same species, having that coloration really does help communicate, like, this is who I am and this is my space. And maybe you want some of this, but maybe you don't. And so
Gotcha.
it helps with that communication.
Interesting. Okay. So I wasn't completely off base with that.
Lizard personalities are really fun to take note of and to watch, especially when you're actually trying to catch them as well. Because for catching lizards, Erin and I use lassos, and it's like this loop on the end of a fishing pole.
Mm-hmm.
And I know for some of my animals, like I know the invasive species that I study is aggressive, and the endemic species is a lot more docile. But like it's still interesting seeing like some of the males, like usually the females run away because they're like, oh, I don't have time for this. I'm not even gonna bother with this weird thing trying to touch me. But then some of the males will be like, you know what? I'm gonna eat it. I don't know what. I'm gonna eat it. And they'll like sit there and like jump at the lasso, and like try to like undo it, not on purpose, but they'll undo it and try to eat it. Like I've actually watched an invasive animal like chew on it. Like I'm trying to get it back from you. He's like, actually no, I like this taste. I'm going to keep trying. Thank you.
Wow.
Please. My students are watching and they're like, so what are you gonna do? Like,
it sounds similar. I did some underwater fishing once for a research project where you can actually place the food in front of the fish, and some of them, like rockfish, they'll just bite onto it right away without thinking about it. But there's some fish out here, the kelp greenlings, that will stop and look at you and look at the food and look at you, and they're putting it together. And depending on how hungry it is, they'll just like, oh, we'll chance it, and then they get caught. So that's definitely sorry, all I have is fish analogies. People were asking in chat for a blueberry icon. I'm distracted because I'm currently making the blueberry icon. Okay,
yes.
everybody. So stand by. We are working.
Oh, there's a trooper icon. Oh my god, that is so cute.
There is. Yeah, we're about to get blueberry up on stream here.
Able to give her a ball, because ball is
my god. Now blueberry will have like half of the attention that she demands all the time.
Well, while we're waiting for you to do that, we can answer a question that's in both the Twitch and YouTube chats about salamanders. Salamanders are amphibians. They are not lizards. For salamanders, someone was explaining in the chat, and they're right, where their eggs do have to go in water, and most salamanders have, a part of their life cycle where they spend that time, normally the larval stage, in the water, and then many salamanders have a larval form, and then they'll metamorphose into their adult form, whereas all lizards across the board are just born as their baby adult selves, and then
they just pop out.
Information there.
Awesome. Wow. So one thing I was thinking maybe we could do, we can run around the island a little bit looking for where birds could be, but we could also at some point, not right away, if we wanted to do more island walking, but could probably go to the Natural History Museum too and just kind of point out where there should be a lizard eating the insect that we have, or which particular lizard or herp might be in the particular habitat as an activity here.
Isn't there like a seagull that frequents the beaches? It's a wayward seagull that's not necessarily the greatest seagull, but what's his name? Gulliver? Is he?
Yeah. Gulliver. Yeah, it gives us a run for the money on the puns for sure.
I hope he's doing all right today.
Well, he's just sick and tired of everybody calling him washed up, It's a hard thing for him. Sorry, everybody. Blueberry. It's coming. It's coming. Don't worry.
You can see in that photo, well, when everybody else sees it, you'll see how distracted she is. And that's because I have to hold a ball in order for her to do literally anything. So she's staring at the ball and she has the weird eyes.
I did manage to get a picture of her. She was like sitting still while you were like, you went to your car to get something, and she was sitting there staring at the door. That's the only reason why she was sitting still. She was like, oh, mom's gone.
Yeah, ball me right under that. Oh, pretty flowers.
Oh, this is so nice.
Yeah, Erin, tell us a little bit. Maybe. Yeah, tell us a little bit about what it's been like as a scientist setting up your Animal Crossing island, because I know Emily really enjoyed setting up Monterey Bay and discovering the Mendelian genetics that you have in the flowers and a whole bunch of different things. What was it like for you as a scientist setting up your island?
So I honestly just found out about the flower thing. I didn't even know you could like breed flowers, and I haven't attempted it yet. I'm gonna do it one of these days. It's really cool. My sisters actually dropped off like the orange flower. I only have like the basic colors. But I thought it was super cool. I love the museum concept. And so I was just like, I am going to have one of everything in the museum. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to sell anything until it goes into the museum first. I was like, every time I was just like, yes, please tell me about whatever this is that I found. I love all the tidbits of information. And I thought that that was a super cool way to like teach people about, you know, the natural world. Cause like all these things exist. These are real things that people can see in real life. And I feel like that's such an awesome connection to make, because that's what you have to do in order to get people to change behaviors and to be more conservation focused. You have to make those personal connections and make it relate to them in real life. And I think that this game does a really great job of that.
Awesome.
Animal Crossing absolutely taught me like fish and bugs. Like I didn't know half the things I was looking at until Animal Crossing showed me them. And then now when I see things, I'm like, oh, is that a whatever it's called? And I get it right sometimes. I'm like, wow, Animal Crossing like is literally out here teaching folks, like me and my 10-year-old self, teaching me about things I had no clue about.
Yeah, I love this game. Is so awesome. Just you know, with the aquarium being closed, actually having an aquarium to go and visit, but then also they've done such a good job with such attention to detail of the animal models and the environments that they have in the museum. So yeah, definitely can feel learning so much about that. Emily, the blueberry is on its way via Zoom here in a sec. Yeah,
I'm ready.
All right.
I found a
Get ready,
cozy
everybody.
spot so that I could be ready for this.
Okay. It's happening. It says sent successfully. Okay, now I'm back in the game and I can okay, let's win this thing. I have no idea where everybody is. Okay, I see flowers. I'll find flowers.
You're running behind us.
Oh no. Coming down.
There you go.
Yay.
Welcome back.
Woo!
Join the party.
Wait, I think I can even. Oh no, I don't think I have a water pail. No, I do.
Do you have any target flower colors that you're trying to breed? Are you gonna go straight to the black roses?
Yeah, you read my mind. I'm going straight to the black roses. I found out that I can have black flowers, and I have to have them now.
Look, I'm doing such a good job. Everybody on stream who's used to me not taking good care of the plants. Look, I'm watering the flowers, everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you. They could use the water.
Doing my best over here.
Good job. We're all very proud of you.
Oh, thank you. You know, that's just what I needed, is just a little extra validation on stream. You know? Thanks, chat. Appreciate it. There's our terrible boy. Nice.
Erin, someone said they have about 40 to 50 black roses on their island. That they need to dump.
No, I want to do it myself.
Oh, okay.
I appreciate it though.
I see blueberry.
There's blueberry. She looks like she is hyper focused on that ball for real.
Oh, look at BB with her weirdo eyes.
Yay! Let's get some dubs in the chat there for blueberry on stream. Yeah.
BB, you're an icon.
Literally.
Literally.
Awesome. Well, so do we feel like I can't believe it's been 55 minutes already hanging out here on the
Has
island.
it?
Yeah, should we go check out the Natural History Museum and kind of see what we can talk about over there?
Yeah, do it.
Let's do it.
So I have to put it in a new place because I don't know why I chose this particular placement, but it's not the best. It's behind the town hall, and so now it's gonna have to be moved.
Yeah, look at this. No, I like the idea of like a back alley natural history museum, you know, like a speakeasy natural history museum where it's just like ecology is cool. All right, come on in, you know.
That's so cool that you can like move buildings once you have them down, because I'm running on the late OS of Animal Crossing. So once you put it down, that's it. You can't do anything about it. So I like that Twitch lets you replace it.
Yeah. Before we get off, I'll have to show you guys where I'm planning on moving my house.
Okay.
My little narcissistic self came out a little bit there, but it's okay because it's my game, and
Right.
I see it as everyone who is on this stream, and really it's just the people who I choose to show it to. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's for me.
It's for you. Absolutely. Yeah. Treat yourself in Animal Crossing all the time. 100%. So here we are in the Natural History Museum, everybody. If I assume most folks have watched an Animal Crossing game or play it themselves if you're watching us here, but we got bugs to the left, we've got fish to the right. We've spent a lot of time looking at all of those previously. But we also have artwork in the back if we felt like going to an art museum. So this has been our virtual aquarium away from the aquarium during the closure. So it's really cool to be able to come and visit here. Where do we feel like going first?
Well, I think my insect room is probably the most robust. I do have a lot of like completed fossils, so between those two.
Okay. Well, maybe we could go look at some of those terrible lizards and talk maybe a little bit about the evolution there of dinosaurs to modern herps to start. Does that sound good? Does that make sense?
I'm going to tell you this right now. We can go down there, but I don't know a whole lot when it comes to like the exact evolutionary trail there.
No worries, Emily. You've spent some time in this room looking at those linkages, right? Which, by the way, I don't know if you've noticed this before too, but if you stand here, or the whole thing is for the folks watching, this whole zone here is the phylogenetic tree following through there from the beginning of life forward. So that was a really cool little tidbit when we first discovered this way back at the start of quarantine playing the game.
The best room. Yeah.
That's cool.
So, you know, and just, you know, no big deal. I'm just going to flex a little bit of Team Fish over here. Marine organisms showing up a little bit before what one might consider to be a bird or a reptile. So just pointing it out, you know, we laid some groundwork there, you know, helped propel people to greatness. That's just Team Fish talking. That's just Team Fish.
Listen, you had us in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you know, as someone who has a Mola themed you know, company, just gotta shout out Team Fish every so often. All right, Emily, do we feel like talking about anything in particular in the fossil room related to herps and birds?
I mean,
is that Tiktaalik right there? I can't see.
Yeah. Well, I think they call it something else different in this game, but yeah, it's basically Tiktaalik, that was like my introductory, I wouldn't say fossil, because I was always a big like dinosaur nerd as a kid, but when I was in college and I read the book Your Inner Fish, and this is the fish that they talk about in it, like that was my moment where I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then I got to see the fossil up at the Field Museum in Chicago, and I cried big nerd tears because that's what you do.
And I think one of the first jokes we ever made on stream was about how, this is a very ancient organism, but that the Zoomer version of this organism is the TikTok lick that we've got here in front of us. It hit as hard back then as it is now. So I guess, we're gonna take that one out of the routine there. But just had to try it, 5 months later in quarantine. Sorry, Emily. Still,
Yep.
That was my literal 15 seconds of fame for that joke. Okay, moving. I can't wait for chat to react to that. And it's true. Chat gets the pun counter before they hear the pun sometimes too, so they know it's coming. Okay, in here, big old reptiles, right? Or big old birds, or big old reptiles, or big old birds. What are we looking at?
Big old dinosaurs.
Big old dinosaurs.
Trying to
Yes.
get a better look at them.
Yeah.
So, Emily, here when we...
Ichthy, look at it. I love them so much. I got to see that fossil of the Ichthy giving birth. It's Ichthyosaurus, and there's a fossil of it like giving birth, and that's why they think they gave live birth, because you could like see the other one coming out whenever it died and ended up getting fossilized. So I'm not sure if it's like the actual fossil or it's like just like a copy of it that's at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. But when I went there, I saw that fossil and I was like, whoa, that's so cool. Look at this right here in front of me. Can't believe it's an actual thing that happened and we got to like find evidence of it.
Yeah, that's that meteor for pausing that moment in the fossil record.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
He was like, oh, you're having a baby? I'm sorry. I'm just hate to interrupt.
No, it tried to give congratulations and just like didn't know how to do it as an asteroid. It's just like
I was like, oh my god, fireworks for your baby. Oh wait.
Yeah. I mean, think of the asteroids. Every time I run into somebody, that's the last time that they see him. Like that's a tough time for an asteroid. And you can actually see it from that little blue dot for those of you folks out there who haven't played too much Animal Crossing. When Emily showed me that you can stand on that blue dot and see the whole room, you can see on the upper left
doom.
there, the asteroids making some hellos there to the group.
Oh,
so
no.
these organisms, they ruled the planet for what was it, 200 something million years?
I mean,
dinosaurs?
pretty much. Yeah, they've been around for they were around for a very, very long time. Yeah.
And they're not.
Cracking me up.
What was that?
The asteroid is
Yeah,
the asteroid
no,
is just, like
definitely.
just looming in the back there. Like, don't
Yeah.
about it, guys. I'll be there soon.
I didn't even know you could stand on this blue dot to see the asteroid coming in. This is the first time I'm seeing it, and I'm just like, oh my god!
It's the best part in game. I love it.
It is. And you know that some of these skeletons are just like, too soon, Animal Crossing. Come on. It's been a minute. That's cool. So, and then in this room over here, on the side is where there ends up being the full evolution all the way up to your Animal Crossing character.
But it's so cool. Hey, I know that guy. I'm not remembering his name right now, but I know him. They have a sail on their backs. Is it Dimetrodon? Dimetrodons also have sails on their back. I'm not sure if that's what this is supposed to be, but they have the sail on their back, and it's proposed to be either to like help cool down, or no, the other one.
Heat up.
The other reason is possibly, but I remember them distinctly from Ark, which is a video game that I play. And I remember when they added them and I was like, oh, what are these guys? I haven't seen them before. And I walked up to one and I was like, well, I guess I'm going to tame it. And I like smacked it, because that's how you like tame things. You knock them out and then you feed them. And it was like, oh, excuse me? It fought back a little harder than I expected. I was like, okay.
And
regroup, come back and try that. And then when I finally got it down, I was like, great, let me just feed it these berries and then I'm going to have another thing. And it's like, no, I don't want to eat berries. It's like, okay, let me give it some meat. And he was like, no. I was like, please. And I finally ate one and they woke up immediately after and ran away. And I was like, okay.
So
No Dimetrodon
Dimetrodon,
for me.
what game was that?
Ark. Survival Evolved. So it's a survival game, but with prehistoric creatures and dinosaurs.
Gotcha.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so I think, Emily, didn't we, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dimetrodon more like a mammal than like the other dinosaurs?
Yeah,
okay.
and you can actually see that on the floor in here. So when you enter the room, you can actually see. Oh no, I went too far. Oh no. Pro gamers. Okay.
There we
okay,
go.
we're turning around. We're going back. But you were talking about the phylogenetic tree here, Patrick.
Right.
When you follow it, you can see this little split that's happening right here. And this is basically going to be your split between your synapsids, which gave rise to mammals, and your sauropsids. So this is where you're gonna have all of your dinosaur friends and everybody hanging out back here. All of these ones eventually giving rise to reptiles and birds, and then down here are where you have your synapsids, which eventually gave rise to mammals. So this little Germea here is one of the oldest known mammals.
I love that I pointed that out and then like promptly forgot that that's how it works. That's awesome. And
I mean,
when
you can even follow it into the next room here, so you can see like all of these going down. You have the two lines here, so your sauropsids up here and your synapsids down here. And when you enter the next room, you have this first little column here going up, and you have your little bird villagers right here.
Yeah.
Coming off of them, and then you have all of your mammals hanging out over here, including eventually
That's fascinating.
you.
Great job, Animal Crossing.
Right?
I mean, just once again, that is so cool. And then, of course, this one here is Yorick, right?
Yes.
Alas, we knew him well.
Nice.
Thank you. Sorry.
Oh, you get a little spotlight and everything. I love this.
Yeah. I mean, it's
really cool.
I'm about it right now.
If anybody recreates the Animal Crossing Museum in real life, that would be solid.
That would be amazing. And you know who's probably going to do it? It's probably going to be in Japan.
Yeah.
And I'm going to see pictures of it online. It's going to be another thing that's in Japan that I can go see because I can't go yet.
Not yet. Yeah. Well, as an aquarium, Japan has the most aquaria per capita of any country, and we have a lot of coworkers that live over in Japan, colleagues that help us collaborate on different things. And one of the cultural exchanges that we've had is some of the Japanese jelly scientists let us know that they sometimes use the hot springs emoji as a jellyfish emoji since there isn't one. So you have permission, everybody out there, if you need some shorthand for a jellyfish emoji, you can use the hot springs one that is certified from across the Pacific there, from our jelly colleagues.
That is so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. Japan also has a lot of like OG Pokemon stuff, Pokemon Gym, themed restaurants, Kirby themed restaurants, and I'm just like, that's the place I need to be. Why aren't I there right now? Because among everything else, I'm still like a huge geek at heart. So I love Kirby was one of my first like video games that I got for my very first DS. So I'll always be a Kirby fan. So like when I saw there was a Kirby themed restaurant in Japan, I was like, excuse me.
So is the goal of the Kirby themed restaurant to inhale the food and then take on characteristics of the food? So it's like
not, why are we going there?
Right. No, you inhale a slice of pizza and then you just got to like lie down and roll around in circles. And it's just like, okay, something like that. Or you shoot pepperoni at people then. That's what happens. Okay. I like this restaurant.
If I can shoot pepperoni, I'm not shooting it at people. I'm shooting it back into my mouth.
You can't have a Mobius strip Kirby restaurant. That's no business model.
I mean, Patrick, I feel like you've played Kirby, right, Patrick?
I don't know if I've played the game. I've played Kirby and Smash Bros. For sure.
Okay, well, you need to play the game because in it there is a character called Kine, and it's a mola mola.
Uh,
Oh,
so when are we streaming Kirby?
I forgot about that.
Sorry, Erin,
Yeah,
and
we gotta
Chelsea,
go.
Danielle. It's been great,
It's been
but we've
great.
got a very urgent. We have a mola matters to attend to. No, that's awesome. I got to go AFK for just a quick sec, but maybe we can explore the bugs next and see about herps over there, and then we can head over to the pond areas for some amphibian friends that are not in the game but should be in the game.
People were also suggesting that we could go looking for the soft shell turtle since it's after 4 o'clock now.
Oh, we could.
It is soft shell turtle time, so.
Oh, is this time?
It is time.
It's time.
It
All
is
right.
time for soft shell turtles.
I'm gonna go AFK real quick, but I'll be right back.
Okay, we're just gonna hang out here in our beautiful bug room. Look, you've done such an awesome job getting so many of the bugs.
Yeah, that's been my main thing has been catching all the things that I can catch. If you've noticed, my actual island still needs a lot of landscaping. And
is that a cicada?
Yeah, it is a cicada.
Oh, that's so cool.
There's a lot of awesome stuff.
I've never seen every time I see the museum, I always see like the fossil parts. I've never seen the insect section of it.
It's so neat.
Like my friend didn't even like show me her insect section. I just saw like all her fossils. I was like, where's the rest?
I see you caught some hornets. How many chances did that take?
Oh my god.
Why do you gotta come for me like that? Coming for my whole entire life. I couldn't tell you. I did that at the beginning of the game, but I will tell you this: it took more than one.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I hear the scorpions and tarantulas are like extra vicious in this game.
They'll knock you out. So I was so mad. I got 2 scorpions on my island last night as I was like cleaning up for this event, and I got stung both times, and I didn't get not one of them, and I was so hurt because they didn't respawn again on my island.
I see it.
I feel like I went months of playing this game without getting any tarantulas spawning on my island, and I could not figure out why. And then all of a sudden one night, it was like the moment I walked outside my house, like I took one step and then I was just out because a tarantula was just like, haha, I'm here.
Have you seen, I'm sure folks out there have seen the meme of the person who like goes to catch the tarantula and then like hits the tree, and then the wasps fall down, but then they catch the wasps, but then their net breaks and then they get bit by the tarantula. That's amazing.
It's the most drama.
Epic gamer moment.
Somebody asked if Link and Zelda were lizards. I'd have to say Link would definitely be a green anole. I'm just gonna go with that. Link would be a green anole.
Okay.
Zelda would be some other anole. I'm not sure what.
What does an anole awakening look like?
I'm not gonna know though. I'm not gonna get that.
It would be the best game ever, and I would definitely have to buy it and all. I'm actually gonna make a note of that. I'm gonna think about it, and I'll tweet later.
Isn't anole's awakening just kind of like, I'm cold, I need to get warm for like the first half of the gameplay, and then, right?
Yeah, and then the second half is someone's on my tree.
Right.
My tree. It's not working that way.
That's awesome. So in this habitat here, just before we go look for that soft-shelled turt, in these habitats here, we know why the herps aren't in here because they'd be eating all of the insects, right? But like, what kind of herps would we be looking at here? That's right, Trooper.
She's indignant about the lack of herps in here right now.
I know. It's a travesty. We're here to fix it.
So, I'm going to go ahead and give Chelsea one here. On the trees, you might find something like anoles, but you might also find some of the more arboreal spiny lizards. On the rocks, any kind of like spiny lizards, maybe side block lizards. You might find horn lizards. Underneath the cinder blocks, you might find something like skinks that don't necessarily like being super out in the open, but you can also find some skinks on trees as well. And also spiny lizards sometimes you can find on trees. So it's like this whole thing is perfect for lizards because lizards like to be all over the place. As long as it's warm enough for them to thermoregulate and there's enough food, and the weather is right, then they're gonna be there.
Yeah. I just want to add that I feel like this like particular scene, because of the blocks, I feel like it's like near a house somewhere. So you would find black rat snakes or garter snakes around there as well. You can't forget that there's no snakes in this game either. No snakes. Super disappointing. Yeah, I think those are the two like top choices for snakes.
You probably find gopher snakes too, depending on.
Oh yeah, gopher snakes as well. Yeah. I just had to like reorient my mind for.
Awesome. So great. So we've covered this little forested kind of grassy area. And then this grasshopper would not be long for the world, right? If you had any of the herps in there.
No. The instant you put all of them in there, that grasshopper is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Sing your last song there. Sad little violin for the cricket. So then down here, more of a desert environment, it would seem. Who's gonna be hanging out here?
So here you'd probably, so if we pretend those wharf roaches are like ants, you'd probably get like some horn lizards down there, probably some whiptail lizards that kind of like to go around in like that shifty type of soil where they can kind of dig and forage for food. You'd probably get some like zebra-tailed lizards that really like that more sandy soil. Then there's one more that I'm thinking of that I can't think of. It's like a dune lizard. I forget the exact name of it, but there's like lizards that specifically like living in sand dunes.
Aren't they just called like sand lizards? I think there's one that's called like a sand lizard, and then there's skinkus, which is that sandfish skink that swims through the sand.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on. There's a sandfish lizard.
Yeah, skink.
Okay.
He like the way that it's built, it helps it like swim through the sand, basically.
So that's the lizard with the best exfoliating routine of all, then, right?
Yeah,
just
definitely.
like just sandblasting the entire time, perfect follicles. No, okay.
Honestly, if you Google it, you look at a picture of it, it looks smooth as heck. Like smooth.
Well, yeah, just like I've got a weird little cuticle. Swim. It's good. Skinkus. Oh, look at that. Oh, what a glorious animal.
Right?
Wow.
A beautiful sausage lizard.
Sandfish is what it's called. Okay. All right. Team Fish is warming up to the herps. All right. We got a sandfish.
I feel like this is a good fish or a good herp for us to like a good starter herp because it has the name fish in it. It's a sandfish skink.
Exactly.
So,
right.
yeah.
No, I mean, anything that is misnamed as fish, like I'm okay with, jellyfish, starfish, sandfish, boom.
Yeah.
Like it's Team Fish welcomes all.
Those tiny little legs on
Adorable.
its big chunky body are amazing.
I was gonna say, if it was a dune lizard, though, that would be the one that's all about the spice needing to flow, right? Is that a good reference?
That would be the one to control the universe, right? As long
The
as
one
it
to control the
controlled
universe.
spice.
These are dune references.
Yes.
No? Okay.
I have never read Dune, so I'm
Okay.
Maybe the chat has you.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Cat's got me. Cat's got me. Thanks, chat.
Danielle, the previous area and this area we're looking at right now, like what birds would you expect there?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know for like blue jays for sure in that like wooded area we were looking at before.
No, but the most difficult birds for me to identify hang out on the shorelines and hang out in these sandy areas for sure.
For sure.
Hey.
There you go.
One of us.
One of us.
But piping plovers, oyster catchers, you'll find your little biddies out here. What other shorebirds do I miss? I kind of miss a seagull. Great blackback gulls. Like that's an absolute unit of a gull. Like yeah, like wow, respect.
Wow.
If you've seen that video of a gull eating a rabbit, that is the gull that is eating the rabbit.
The gull.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. Gull. Yeah.
Me and gulls do not get along. I was at SeaWorld one time when I was like a kid, and it was like me, my dad, and my brother had got separated from the rest of the group, and my dad is just like, listen, we need to go find your mom. And I'm like, but the churro stand is right there. It's a short line.
Priorities.
Like,
yes.
let's get some churros, and then we could, walk, eat, look for them. And so, my dad was like the kind of guy that you don't necessarily talk back to, but I really wanted a churro in this instance. So he just kind of like broke down and gave me a churro, which was super surprising. And so like, I'm about to start eating this churro, and all of a sudden, here comes a seagull. It like flies, it kind of like lands on my shoulder, and it tries to snatch this churro out of my hand. And I just had to be like, listen, I love you. Like I love all the other animals, but not today. So I kind of like snatched the churro away, and it like flew beak first into the sidewalk. And I was just like, listen, I'm probably going to get a butt whooping for begging for this churro like this. You cannot have it. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to eat it.
Right. No.
It's like, I fought for this churro.
Right. Yeah. This churro is a snack for you. This is a moment for me. You cannot take this from me. Yeah, we do have to warn people at the aquarium every so often when the Heermann's gulls are around. They're used to pecking at pelicans and snatching food from them. And so there's definitely been a few kids, with a sandwich, they're taking a bite. The Heermann's gull lands next to them, pecks them on the face, and the mouth opens and just take the food directly out and fly away. So that's why, if you've ever been to the aquarium and we're pointing out like that gull over there, it's looking at you, and that's like, you should come inside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't eat on the back.
Out there. Kim the
Oh
wrong
yeah.
kid.
There was a one-eyed Heermann's gull too that just, he would land every year and just look at you, and you're just like, oh, and just like the wah, 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 like music would start playing. He was just staring at you like, is that?
He's the one that also figured out how to use the dive steps to get in and out of the kelp forest.
He did, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. We have fishing line over the exhibit to deter the birds that might want to dive in, and he was the one who just like, well, I'm going in where the humans go in, where there's
like,
plenty of
you go
room.
in and out, so there's a way in. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Said, I'm not stupid. I can see where you guys are going.
Right. There's all these generations of cormorants that have been foiled by like, they've got a force field, and then he's just like, what about where they go in the water? Yeah.
Now there's a little, isn't it like a little statue of a falcon next to the kelp forest? Yeah, so that hopefully the gulls won't try and follow in Einstein's footsteps and try and get inside.
You gotta respect birds with their like, when they see another bird in the territory, even if it hasn't moved in months and always looks the same, they're just like, hey man, he got it first. He's there first. Yeah, we had to put a great blue heron by our trout stream because there were a couple of egrets that had finally figured that out. So
yeah,
These birds are too much.
yeah, egrets we have a few, but then again, too few to mention. If you're trying to live life with no egrets, don't come to the aquarium. There's a bunch of them there.
there are. Yes.
With that, do we feel we covered? Should we go look for a soft-shell turtle? What do we think? We've got about 30 minutes here.
Turtle time.
Turtle time.
Turtle time.
Soft-shell
Cowabunga.
turtle hours.
It's gonna be a turdly awesome time.
Wow.
Almost time to celebrate.
Wow.
When we get the
Turtles,
soft-shell
all in it.
Can we
Oh,
put
wait.
a fun
Maybe
time out? Can we-
hold on. Before we leave, we have to go to the bench. Erin, I don't know where you wound up in here, but the bench that overlooks the little pool?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. So
You're
yeah,
right
there you
over
are.
by
Perfect.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. So just very quickly, and then we'll in our gaming world, this bench here is known as the sock, the seat of cursed knowledge. This is where, for whatever reason, at the beginning of our streaming, we would share parasite stories, gross stories of field work, other things that make the audience shudder. So, Erin, Danielle, Chelsea, if you have any stories that make people very squirmish about research that you've done or things that have happened in nature, we've shared things about people eating salmon that had grizzly bear tapeworms in them, and someone then preserving their tapeworm in a jar on their desk. These are the types of stories. We had someone who grew their own bot flies under their skin as an experiment because they loved flies. So this is your opportunity now. If you have any gross out herp, bird, or general science stories, the seat of cursed knowledge is yours.
I think botflies are actually really cool. I met an entomologist from the London Museum of Natural History who has been to South and Central America several times and has not gotten her own botfly, and she's very hurt because she's the curator of Diptera. So she's like, I need this fly to grow. It has to. It has it. But my gross story would be back home collecting the knolls, and I'm like in my hometown and I catch one, I like lasso it and I like put it in my hand. And I was like, oh, this one looks kind of skinny. I wonder what's wrong with him. And sometimes when you catch an knoll, like poop in your hand is like its last defense mechanism. Like, please let me go. And it poops. And I'm like, it poops, whatever. But then there's like parasites moving in its poop and I'm just like,
oh. Whoa.
It's like, you left an extra present in your present. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. I'm going to scoop this all in the bottle. And now, could you please give me all of the hand sanitizer?
It's a nesting doll of fear that you got in your hand. Okay. Oh my goodness. Well, that's a solid start. We got some anole poo parasites there in hand. Danielle, Erin.
So I guess for me, I have one of my sites is kind of like is the graveyard site. So a lot of the times when we're there, we'll find bones, and often it's like, deer or cattle. But one time I'm like walking around and I'm by myself at this point because I left my undergrads to do their work, and so I'm just like, while y'all are doing that, I'm just going to go explore a little bit. So I'm totally alone. It's like super silent. And like in the back of my head, I'm like, this is like just a little bit creepy because, there are bears and mountain lions and stuff here. Like something could pop out at me at any time. And so like, I'm just kind of like walking around, and then all of a sudden, like I start to smell this smell, and it's just like, oh, what is that? And I look down, and it is a mountain lion cub carcass, and I'm like, and it's mostly intact, and so I look down at it, and I start kind of like poking it to see like what's going on there, and once I poke it, like the skin starts moving.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, but it's clearly dead. Like it's missing pieces of face and meat, and it's only like half of the cup there. Like I don't know where the second half went, but like it's moving, and I'm just like, what in the world? So I like use a stick to flip it over, and there's just carrion beetles already at various stages of life, from larvae to like adults, and it is just full, and it's wiggling, and it's moving, and it is disgusting. And as soon as I flip it, I get like the full whiff of the smell, and it's just like, imagine like, you have like you were making like steak or something, and you have to marinate, and you let the marinade sit out for like 5 days because you forgot about it somehow, and then that smell is just up in your nostrils. It was a wild time.
Oh, so not so like the hyenas in Lion King, that was not your preferred cub sandwich there.
It was not.
Wow. Well, good job, beetles. Shout out to the entomologist.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness gracious.
I think I need to put my steak back in the fridge before
Right, yeah, I forgot a few things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's awesome. Danielle, do you have a gross out story for the seat of cursed knowledge?
Of course I do. Let me go back to probably my very first gross out story. It was my very first internship. I was an undergrad. I was just now starting to get into birds. And in that internship, I had to I was in South Texas crawling through like Tamaulipan thorn scrub. So everything thorny, everything's trying to like stab you. All the leaves hate you. And I'm just brushing through there trying to look for bird nests to monitor. And one day I was just in this particularly like really dense patch, but I was determined to find a nest that day. I hadn't found a nest all day. Like, no, I'm gonna find a nest in this patch today, right now. So I'm like trekking it through. I'm getting spider webs all over my face. I'm getting like covered in like weird, I don't even know what it was. It was just like, I don't care. I'm a biologist. I'm a go and find what I need to find. I don't care what happens to me. And, I did not find a nest in that little patch. But when I went back home that day to clean up, I started noticing these little bumps that were like on my face, like right around the area. I'm like, that's interesting. I wonder what that is. I'll just wash my face like usual, clean up like usual, and go about my day. Like, I'm not going to think too much about it. Follow up to the next day. Now there's like an open sore starting like on my chin. I'm like, oh, that's weird. Interesting. Not going to do anything about it because I'm 19 years old and I'm not going to, go to the hospital because people don't do that. That doesn't make sense. Fast forward the next day, this story starts getting bigger and bigger, like by the day. And people are like, are you going to do something about that? I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm honestly so confused what's even happening. So eventually I just like get some bleach and some water and then wash it off. And that thankfully stops it. But I had some skin eating something on my face for about a week when I was
what?
My very first internship. And
oh no,
I had a scar. It was disgusting. And it was a time. It was a time.
No.
Face eating.
No.
I mean, okay, that's a level up from the seed of cursed knowledge that we're used to there.
Thank you.
Wow.
A face eating who? What?
Question mark. It's a bunch of question marks on my end.
Bunch of question marks.
I mean, I'm glad it went away. I'm glad you were able to fix it.
Bleach and water. Thank goodness.
Oh my goodness gracious. I'm picking I'm feeling all sorts of weird all over now just thinking about stuff consuming my face, just like
yep.
And can you imagine if it's like a specific species of face eating thing, just like I haven't seen a face in years. Convince a biologist over the pheromones that there's a nest here that they can come take a look. Wow. Well, I don't know, chat. What do you think about that? I feel like that was a pretty good episode of The Sock, right? The seed of cursed knowledge. Thank you, Danielle, Erin, and Chelsea. Biologists have the stories. That's what you're learning on this stream. Oh, goodness. Should we go look for a soft-shell turtle and like lower blood pressures real quick?
Yeah.
I am running out of here.
That was intense.
Also, turtle hours.
Wow.
Turtle time.
Oh, my goodness. Trudging through tall grass and you come back. It's like the brain-eating amoebas that you'll hear about every so often.
Yeah.
I thought it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to go. I thought you were going to have like a tick on your face.
No. There's worse things than ticks out there.
I too
expected
whatever.
Got ticks on her face. Oh no! And she went straight to like flesh eating. I was like, huh?
Yeah, whatever it is, it should be called the Ark of the Covenant bacteria. Whatever it is, just. All right, how do we find the turtle? Are we fishing for the turtle?
I think we have to fish for the turtle, and it should be
in a pond or the river.
I only have one pond.
Chat, where do we go?
Make another pond. I can make more pond. I can make the.
Do we do ponds or rivers there?
Somebody said look for medium-sized shadows in the river.
Medium-sized shadows in the river. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we'll do it.
Can do that.
Soft shell turt hours. Let's do it.
It's a little small.
I'm gonna tweet that actually.
Let's go here. fishing in river, medium shadow. Thanks, chat. Doing good. Well, dang. That is intense. Yeah, field biologist. I mean, I mostly do the research that I've done underwater in the ocean, and we don't have to worry too much about the things consuming us, other than we did a stream where we showed what it looks like when you get stung in the face by jellies for an hour, and that's not a lot of fun. But
What?
I wish I'd had. Yeah, there was a stream that we did a little bit ago where we talked a little bit about what it's like to be stung in the face by jellyfish, and I did a 80-minute dive once, just being stung every 5 minutes by a sea nettle just raking across your face. It was at night. I couldn't see where I was. And I waited for my friends who I thought were having a good time, so I was just going to power through for them, and it turns out they hated the entire dive the whole time too, and they were powering through for me. And we surfaced after just a terrible dive and wondered why we put ourselves through that. I know, Trooper. It was really a dumb idea. And I ended up having lumps in my lips for a couple of days. But it was like free collagen implants where I just had like perma duck face. So for selfies, it was like a godsend. I didn't have to think about it. But I don't recommend it. It feels like a bee sting followed by too much hot sauce and electrical shock all at the same time. And you have this metallic taste on your teeth from jelly stings.
Sea nettles, like of all jellyfish to get stung by.
Mm-hmm.
Sea nettles.
Oh yeah, they pack a punch.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you didn't quit.
What was that?
You didn't want to quit.
Didn't want to quit. No, I mean, I saw my friends. They kept swimming out to where we were going. I'm just like, okay, it's fine. Like, it's fine. I can deal with it. And my entire face was poofy. And I could tell the next day at the aquarium, you know, when visitors would come up and say hi, it's just like, hey, so I was wondering where are the... Sorry, I left something in the car the next state over. I'm just going to go check on that real quick. Hi, do you want some information? I can tell you a lot about the jellies in particular.
Ouch.
I've been stung by jellyfish before, but I'm not sure what kind they were.
Okay.
I was snorkeling. I skipped work, actually. I called in sick. I was like, I can't come in. And then I was like, psych, I'm going to go snorkeling. And I went snorkeling.
We'll allow it.
I went in. I was like, I'm having so much fun. Look at this trumpet fish. Look at all this coral. Look at, it was at Champagne Beach on my island, which is named Champagne Beach because there's vents there that release air bubbles because of geothermal activity.
Oh, whoa. In Dominica?
Champagne. Yeah.
So cool.
And I'm like, oh, I'm having so much fun. And I look up and I see like a group of people like trying to figure out what's going on a little bit ahead of them. And I'm like, that's not my problem. And I keep going. And then I feel like something sting my shoulder. And I'm like, what? What happened? That's weird. And I keep going. And then I just see like something floating in front of me. And I'm like, is that a plastic bag? They shouldn't be littering here. And I was like, wait, pause. I just got stung. There's this thing. There's something inside. Oh.
Yeah.
And then I look ahead where the other people have been looking, and there's just like a whole like bunch of them just like floating in.
Oh boy.
Maybe I shouldn't have called in sick.
Well, and I mean,
no, I lied so I could go snorkel.
for the students that are watching, don't do that. But if you do, make it for a wildlife experience. Field work is more important than.
It was still a great experience. All right, the medical school did not need me that day. I had nothing for them.
Should any of us be afraid as conservationists that there will be a jelly that evolves to attract conservation folk in the water to go pick up the plastic bag in front of them, and then that's how we get ensnared? Like, do we need to be concerned a little bit?
Wow. We don't have to be concerned if we stop putting plastic into the water in the first place.
Hey, there it is.
Exactly.
Yep.
Snaps.
Exactly right.
For Earyn.
All right, I've got a medium-sized shadow here.
Nope.
Oh,
It's a fish.
It's a bass.
boo.
I've gotten a lot of fish thus far.
Yeah, that's right. Team Fish ruining the stream.
Wow.
I'm just like,
Somebody said karma. Like, please don't. Please I still had a great experience. I got to see a lot of trumpet fish and cuttlefish, and I got to see all the coral and the bubbles.
That's cool.
Gosh, there's a lot of other fish whose name I'm not remembering right now, but it was amazing. The other spot that I went snorkeling, and I went to that spot before I went to the jellyfish beach, apparently. There's a barracuda that lives under the pier there.
Ooh,
I'm
barracuda.
5'3", and that barracuda is me-sized. And it was,
Wow.
oh, okay, hi. Swimming up and everything with those teeth. Cool. I love it. You love to see it. But it just like swam by me. It was just interested. It was like, who is that? What is she doing? I want.
She's
say,
a supervisor, just like, looks like someone playing hooky. No. Totally kidding.
Did I see somebody throwing bait into the water?
Yes, that's me.
What?
Or I am doing that. I also released the zebra turkey fish that I caught in the ocean into the stream, and I apologize to its osmoregulation, but sometimes you gotta make room in your pockets in game, you know. Well, cool.
I think that would be a fun feature for the future Animal Crossings, like introducing the wrong species to the wrong area, and suddenly you have an invasive species problem. Now you gotta manage that.
Yeah, well, we already only catch the C+ bass all the time, so then it's just like, all right, welcome to your island. It's all turkey fish, and enjoy. I found coral. Why is it white? Oh no. Yeah. The climate change extension.
That reminds me of how Pokemon was like, oh, we're giving you guys a new game, Sword and Shield. Also, here are some new versions of Pokemon. And then they gave us the ghost type Corsola, which is a bleached, coral. Like,
yeah.
Oh.
That was unnecessary. That hurt me.
That was the point. The pain was the point.
Yeah.
They're like, look at what y'all are doing. We have to kill Corsola now to give you this ghost type Pokemon. You're welcome. Like, dang.
Yeah, that's a silver lining for sure. It's like, okay, well, you did bleach, but at least you're in Pokemon now. I don't think so.
No.
I'm sorry. I keep catching little fishies. The chat is mentioning that that apparently the softshell turts are extremely rare, so we may not find one on this particular stream. That is fine.
So what they're saying is I have to turn my whole entire island into water.
Yes.
Yeah, and
increase my surface area to increase my chances of finding a zombie.
Yeah.
But this is also where the game.
Turtle was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pet it for good luck.
Sorry. Go for it, Emily. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh no, I was just saying that I pet the snapping turtle for good luck, so that hopefully it will bless us with its turtleness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just going to say that this is the moment in Animal Crossing where it really does become a field biologist simulator where you're looking for something in particular and you will not.
My God!
Get out, Emily!
I thought it was the turtle luck! It was the turtle luck!
Clip that! Clip that! I'm out here saying we're not going to find it. Yes!
Hey,
Emily!
Look at that!
Oh,
Emily!
oh my
Pro
gosh!
gamer moments with Emily.
Wow.
Let's get some GGs
Oh
in the
my
chat
goodness!
3 minutes on the
Look
clock.
at that.
Emily!
I was like, oh, I pat the snapping turtle for good luck. Snapping turtle was like, here, let me bless you.
Yeah, snapping
Great.
turtle
Yeah,
had me.
it's literally
Yeah.
snapping. It's just, that's right, snaps.
Snaps in the chat.
Emily, goodness gracious. Look at our turtle. Look,
Look
herp
at the
friends, we
little
found you a herp.
turtle friend.
Hey, thank you for the herp.
Yes.
Yes. Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, the odds of that happening within the next hour were so low. we did a 2-hour stream once looking for one organism and did not find it. And then like 6 hours later, we found like 2 within 5 minutes. So I mean, thank you, game.
Wow.
Thank you, Snapping Turtle.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It was
Hold on.
It was
I
like
need
y'all
to,
can go home now.
Yeah. Stream over. We're good. Hold on, I just had to just switch over into something more comfortable real quick and
Pro gamer moves.
And then
Wow.
you know, just
I love the outfit.
Sorry, I was
thank
just
you.
about to say I'm a
Thank
fan of the
you.
outfits. I'm gonna have to step it up.
Nicely done. Wow. Are you gonna show off the turtle some more there, Emily?
I am, yeah.
Why not?
I'm just getting our little buddy out.
Nice.
Somebody asked, what are we
Yeah.
naming it?
Oh,
Ah.
that's a good question.
Name that.
All right,
Well,
as the
our-
guests
isn't
on
our-
the stream, I feel like, yeah, we've got
Well,
it.
isn't our snapping turtle is called Snips Jazzman already, right?
Yeah, Snips Jazzman is our snapping turtle.
So this could be Smooth Jazz,
Oh, I love it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Maybe it doesn't have to be.
No, I like smooth jazz.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It looks so much prettier than like real life smooth shell turtle or soft shell turtles.
We like soft shell turtles.
I guess it's like
They look a little scary. Let's be honest.
they don't. They do
Faces
not.
are
look
like-
scary. They just look like they're very much judging you.
Like, wow, no shell on this one, huh? Great.
Wow.
Wow, and the face is so big. Nose is flat. I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't know. That nose is pretty cute though. It's the turtle version of a more myrid fish. So
Have you all gotten to see soft? I've never seen a soft shell turtle. Have you gotten to see a soft shell?
I've never seen one.
I recently got to see one.
Whoa.
I was at the Las Vegas wetlands, so when I was out there doing my fellowship, they had soft shell turtles out there. It really upset me because there was like this rock that the red ear sliders were hanging out on, but then like the soft shell turtle like bumped them off, but it didn't come all the way out of the water, and it kind of like looked over to me and it was like, no, not you, not you, honey. And it went back in the water and it didn't come back out, and it was like 100-something degrees. And so I sat there for like 20 minutes waiting for it to come back, and it just didn't. And so I didn't get a good picture, but like I did see it.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice. I can't wait to see one in person. Someone in the Twitch chat just mentioned the soft shell turtle from Amazing World of Gumball, and yes.
Let me look it up. I love Gumball, but I don't know that soft shell turtle.
Oh my god, it was terrifying and amazing. There are
We're just-
people that eat soft shell turtles. People eat lots of kinds of turtles. The people who eat soft shell turtles.
This turtle.
Oh yeah, no. The turtle from Gumball is a good. It's a good turtle. I love it so much.
Love
Setting
this.
everything on fire.
I mean, it looks accurate. It looks pretty much exactly like a soft shell turtle.
Yes.
It looks like in real life.
I remember when it was introduced, I was so worried because I'm so used to seeing all these anthropomorphized animals, and I was like, a realistic soft shell turtle. I'm like, wait, what?
Erin, just to be sure, this is the animal that you're defending. This is the animal you say is not strange.
I said that it's strange. I just said that, to be nice to it.
Okay.
That's just the angle, you always got to shoot,
It's just
top
like
down.
pulling itself- If you pulled your face into your neck, you'd look a little weird too, okay?
If I had it on top of my exposed shell, yeah, I would look real weird. Is that
Oh,
like
man.
just more skin? Like, are they inside out but also outside in at the same time? I don't get it.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a shell
Like-
show. I'm not exactly sure how these
Look
guys
at that.
You.
Everybody has their bad picture days, okay? Not everybody.
Erin, every picture is a bad picture day.
I mean, and we don't need to ask the turtles what they think about us walking around on two legs, not having their own home on their back,
Exactly.
Turtles over here just like, oh, backpacking, cool story, bro.
Listen, somebody just surprised them for that photo. They got
Hey.
surprised.
Or it's singing.
Exactly. There's so much that could be happening there. They was minding their business. Okay, didn't nobody ask them to take a picture? these inopportune moments.
Yeah, why you got to be so harsh when it's all
Right.
soft, you know? Oh, they're all softies. They're all softies over there. Wow.
This firm defense of soft shelter. Erin will not budge.
I won't.
The only cute soft shelter I've seen is the tiny, tiny little baby one.
Everything starts off cuter when it's like, well, I'm not gonna say everything. Most babies.
most
Most babies
qualified.
Birds are
way there.
Yeah.
But most babies, they everything has the cuteness factor when it's a baby.
Right.
A lot of times, a lot of people, other animals, they were cute babies, but then when they become adults, things change.
I like the concerned look of our bird friend in the background too. It's just like, what do you mean most babies? Oh, I just had chicks.
Let's be honest, birds start off hella ugly. I'm sorry. They really no feathers, nothing. They're just out here with their soft beaks screaming into the void. It's not a good look.
Okay, they grow into it. They grow into it.
They grow.
Yeah.
You just need a little bit of time to have that glow up.
That's true.
And then, like, especially for chickens, when they hit that teenage stage, they're like ugly again. You're like,
All like the bird teenage stage though is real. Like you look at pictures of like albatross chicks molting into their adult plumage, and they just look like they've been thrown into the 70s unwillingly, and you're just like, oh no, you poor thing. Like we have all been there. We have all encountered that stage of just like the awkward teenage look where you're just trying to figure out who you are, and yeah, like.
Wow. Well, I mean, we've definitely reached an inflection point here on the stream. We went looking for the soft shell turt. We found smooth jazz so quickly. Amazing. I think just to make sure that we're timely here for everybody, I just wanted to give some give an opportunity here for our guest scientists to highlight their science, to highlight the work that you're doing. And then also we've got a lot of folks that are tuning in right now that are watching that are interested, I'm sure, in careers in the sciences, getting involved on land, in the ocean. We've talked a lot about marine biology in our world, but if all y'all just want to go around, kind of talk about your work, and then also just give advice and some life lessons from biologists out there doing their thing. I mean, we learned to maybe avoid face-eating fungus out there as well. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about some of that science that y'all have going on right now. Maybe we'll start with Chelsea. Chelsea, what you got going on?
Hi. So right now, well, not right now. After next week, I'll be tweeting more anoles again with #GeoAnole. But until then, I'll be like on my Twitter, which the handle is @ChelseaHerps. And I'm going to be tweeting about other animals that I love. Just giving myself a break from like having to do like SciComm about anoles, so I don't feel like it's a chore and that I hate it. But I don't think that'll ever happen. I love anoles so much. I love looking at their diversity. I love studying them. I'm actually working on like writing a couple like presentation things about anoles. That's really fun. I also draw anole stickers, so I do accurate representations of their dewlap colors and patterns as popsicles. So my Depop stickers are at my store on Redbubble. It's chelseaherps.redbubble.com. And I'm on Patreon at Chelsea Arts. And as soon as I'm able to, I'm going to have like special sticker designs available for patrons. But all of the, like I said, all of the popsicles are accurate. I swatch the colors directly from pictures of the anoles. And I think it's a really great and fun way to get people more into anoles, because people will ask you like, hey, what's that? What does that mean? And you get to tell them like, this is this anole and this is where it's from. And this is what its dewlap actually looks like when it's extended. And you get to talk about what a dewlap is. And for those of you who were asking again earlier in the chat, the dewlap is that little like flap of skin under their necks that they flash to either like scare off other males or to like try to win a lady friend over. So if you've never thought about anoles before, aside from the green anoles you may or may not see in your state, I encourage you to like look them up or look me up on Twitter and ask me anything about anoles and I will answer.
Awesome. Thanks, Chelsea. Maybe we'll go to Danielle. Danielle, what you working on?
Sure. So right now I am working on my own little project. Like I love the fact that you can actually be birding anywhere. So I'm working on a series of videos that definitely highlight me birding in cemeteries, of course, but also birding in areas that are everyday, but they're also unconventional, like parking lots or like a retention pond or, you know, things along that type of line. So be on the lookout on my Instagram and possibly my Twitter. I'll probably drop the video there, but, you know, videos are much more better served on Instagram. At Bells is Birding. That's both Instagram and Twitter. Be on the lookout soon for those videos and some tips on how you can look at the birds that are in your city. Fall migration's coming up, so it's going to be a fun time for everybody. And as far as like a little tidbit of advice, I think right now is a really cool time to be on the internet and nerding out about like the things that you really enjoy to do. So if you are able to like find your own little niche of, if it's wildlife biology, go ahead and just start tweeting about it. You don't have to have X amount of followers or anything. Just nerd out about it. That's how everybody starts doing it, and just have your own passion. That's pretty much how it starts. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of the end of what Danielle said, so for me, with herpetology, I'm going into the last bit of my PhD. Hopefully this is my last year and I'll be, you know, this time next year, I'll be Dr. McGee. That's what we're hoping for. But I really am focusing on finishing my degree, but I also have the science communication aspect. So we've talked a little bit about Find That Lizard. And my favorite thing about Find That Lizard is really interacting with everybody who participates in the game. And, you know, we all nerd out together. Like Danielle was talking about, find those people to nerd out with. We have like a really fun time during those 4 hours where I'm running the game. And sometimes, you know, people have like really witty banter about like the lizards themselves. Sometimes they come in with, you know, off the wall stuff. And it's just like wild reading it. And I'm just like, why did you share this with the world? But it's cool. It's cool. It's fine. But that's my favorite part. I really love engaging with everybody and, you know, hearing about like the people who got inspired to go out and to pay more attention to like the nature in their own backyards and the lizards in their own backyards, or, you know, the nearby park and that type of thing. So from me, you can, I'm taking a little bit of a social media break, but when I come back, it's going to be stronger than ever. I'm going to continue Find That Lizard. I make videos, so you can check out my videos on my YouTube channel. Across social media, my handle is Afro Herper. So on Twitter and Instagram, it's Afro_Herper, HERPER, and there's no underscore on YouTube. I last Friday was actually World Lizard Day, so I did a whole bunch of different stuff for that. So I made coloring book pages. I got those commissioned, so you can find those on my website, EarynMcGee.com, EARYN MCGEE.com. So there's coloring book pages. There were candles, so if anybody who's here was paying attention, they ordered candles. Your candles should be coming soon. But those were like a limited edition, and I actually donated all the proceeds from the candles to a charity that's called Critter Camp, and it works to serve underrepresented kids and get them involved in herpetology. And then there's still t-shirts and stickers left, and if you are, you know, one of the people who ordered those things, those are going out next week. What else did I do? I made a video talking about how you can use field guides to identify the lizards in your backyard, and that's on my YouTube channel. So I do like a whole bunch of stuff, and so like I'll be coming back with like a whole bunch of new content, some new videos, and whatever else that I can think of that's kind of, you know, out of the box and really getting people interested in these, you know, less than charismatic, and I put that in quotes because I think the lizards are super charismatic and, you know, very cute, but getting people who think they might be kind of, you know, weird and creepy crawlies like more interested into them. So I hope that you guys, you know, hang around and follow some of the awesome work that me, Chelsea, and Danielle are doing.
Absolutely, yeah. And we've got our mods there in the chat. We've got editor Deb over there putting the links to the social. Shout out to the mods, Celestina, Sarah, everybody for being in there, helping out, answering all those questions. So the links are in the chat there. Definitely for Erin, go find her on YouTube. Smash those like buttons, ring those bells, hit the subscribe. I just like being able to say that on a gaming stream. It always feels more realistic there. Well, thank you so much for spending time helping us put some of the herps and birds back into Animal Crossing. And Emily, did we have anything else we needed to plug here?
Next week Pat is going to be out, so
that's right.
Our friend and colleague Rachel is going to be jumping into stream with me next week. We're going to do a little bit of Octodad and talk about cephalopods, so we're really excited. It's gonna be so much fun, y'all. I've only watched people play it. I haven't played it myself, and as we all know, as a very pro gamer over here, we'll see how it goes. But it's gonna be so much fun to have Rachel on and to talk about cephalopods there, so that's gonna be really exciting. A lot of you have been asking for the codes to put the Monterey Bay Aquarium logo on your Animal Crossing islands, and I kept on forgetting to upload them. Guess who remembered to upload them? Me. So you can finally add those to your island too, and pretend that you have a little slice of Monterey right where you are all times. And then the week after that, we'll be back. We have a lot of cool live streams that are going to be coming up the following week, and we're excited to share them with you all. And that's when we'll jump back into Abzu as well. But I think that's it for the official announcements.
No, I think the only thing left is Chelsea needs to tweet out the link to the oyster catcher shirt, and then we'll all be all wrapped up, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I need to find it in my I promise. I just need to find it. I have it saved somewhere. I need to find it.
It's out there. We'll find it.
It's out there.
I will put it out there.
Erin might even beat you to it there. So the oyster catcher shirt, oyster catcher love that Erin's currently wearing there in game will be available for all of you very soon. If you want to watch the oyster catcher be her amazing self, she's usually on the aviary cam on our website, montereybayaquarium.org. And then very quickly, just for the folks out there who might be tuning in, we did want to extend our thoughts and concern for all of you out there affected by the fires in our local area. We know that a lot of you know someone under evacuation orders and probably seeing the smoke here in this area from the various fires. We hope everyone is staying safe, and we hope that this Animal Crossing stream was a good little reprieve from that. We hope that everyone's staying safe, and we look forward to bringing you some more ocean and science and fun discussion out there. But yeah, definitely thinking about all of the firefighters, the first responders, the farm workers, electrical crews, highway patrolmen, everybody that's out there working in these conditions. Very challenging. Thank you so much for your work. And thanks for spending some time with us here, learning a little bit more about the world that we have outside the window that we'll hopefully be able to go and visit sometime again soon.
Yeah. And then one last thing.
Coming, guys.
Yeah.
What was that?
No, I just said thank you so much for coming. And I found the things.
Yeah, she found it.
Yes. I'm so ready to get myself an oyster catcher shirt. I'm ready for this.
Same.
Well, one last thing. Can we get a whole bunch of W's and GG's in the chat?
GG's.
For Danielle, for Chelsea, and for Erin. It has been so much fun to have you all on one of the streams with us exploring Animal Crossing and just nerding out. It's always such a delight when we get to hang out with you. And it was so much fun to meet you, Erin, today. So just all of the love for them for coming on and hopping in and talking about herps and birds and sharing those sock stories that are going to haunt all of our dreams tonight.
Yep. Oh, boy. And shout out as well to Trooper and Blueberry for being awesome stream pups. GG's to them.
GG's for Trooper and Blueberry. All right. Well, with that, as always, just a reminder to everyone, especially right now, as we look out our windows and see a red tinted sky beyond us, to just please, please, please remember to be kind to yourselves. Please remember to be kind to each other. And we will see you all again very soon. Thanks, everyone. Happy Friday.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.